Hello and welcome to the Budget Knitter Podcast. My name is WSpargurKnits. I am your host. I am coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada, where I live. And today is going to be a super quick podcast because, one, I don't have a lot to show, and two, I am on overdrive because I've had like a bunch of coffee this morning, and that's not really unusual for a Saturday, but today's just really kicking in, so we're probably going to blow right through this. For those of you who are new, you can find me on Ravelry as WSpargurKnits, you can find me on Twitter as WSpargurKnits, you can find me on Instagram as WillMSU. There's a Facebook group for this podcast, which is facebook.com/thebudgetknitter. There's also a Ravelry group for this, which is the Budget Knitter Podcast. You can search that in Ravelry and join in on the threads going there. I'm not going to go over those today because I've gone over them a lot. So if you want to see what we've got going on, you can just hop over into that Ravelry group and see what we're doing. I think they're pretty self-explanatory, so if you have any questions, just go ahead and reach out. All of those things are going to be in the video description box below so that you can find me relatively easily. Another thing is I have an Etsy store. There's not a whole lot in it right now. I did kind of just do a clearance thing, and there's going to be a reason why. So if you like sticking around for my life updates, that's going to be at the end of the podcast. But if you want to favorite the shop, it's thebudgetknitter.etsy.com. Again, link in the video description box below. Whew! Okay, like I said, moving right along. Okay, so as a lot of you know from last podcast, I am going to be a featured designer at Stitches SoCal in Pasadena, November 1st through 4th, I think. So I've been working really hard on those things, but I also have a few things that we've been talking about in even more previous podcasts that I have kind of worked on the updates and some stuff like that. So first thing, let's talk about my guiding light shawl. I've shown this, but I didn't have it with me. I think I showed you a picture of it done, but now it is done. It has been blocked, the fringe has been cut. It is a very beautiful piece. I did block this rather aggressively, and I do have several people test knitting it. I have one person that I know of so far that has finished it, and hers is gorgeous. It's on her Instagram. I don't think I've posted it on mine or any of my social medias. I should do that soon. Anyway, so I know a lot of you have been curious about this. So I have two things going on with it. First of all, the pattern is available now on Ravelry. I made it available today, literally about 30 minutes before I started filming this. It is available on Ravelry and my Etsy shop. It is $10. Now, a lot of people are like, $10, that's a lot for a pattern. $5 from each pattern sale is being donated to first responders in memory of the victims of the October 1st shooting here in Las Vegas. So that's why it's so expensive, is half of it is going, like $5 is going to go to first responders in memory of those victims. And then of course Etsy and Ravelry both take out a certain number of fees. So I'm really actually getting less than $5 per pattern, but that's neither here nor there. The reason it's $10 is because I'm donating $5 from every sale to first responders in memory of the victims of the October 1st shooting from last year here in Las Vegas. That's something that has been very heavy on my heart, and as we're coming very close to the anniversary of that, it's starting to come back, and what I'm trying to do is put some positive energy out there, find a way to deal with the trauma and the pain and the chaos and everything that happens after tragedy. I'm trying to put some positive energy out there, and I hope you will want to be a part of that. So with that, so the pattern is available. It is a digital download. There's no like physical copy you have to wait for in the mail. It's a PDF. It's been test knit several times. A lot of people said the pattern is it's pretty much good to go. There was one change I had to make today, but other than that, it should be relatively good to go. And if you like cables, this is a relatively easy cable pattern, so I hope you like that. If you haven't done cables, I think it's pretty self-explanatory, so I think that you should be able to do this no problem. You might need to look up just a YouTube video here or there just to kind of maybe just a refresher on how cabling works, but other than that, I think it should be pretty accessible to everyone. So I hope you'll check that out. It's really important to me, and I hope that you will want to be a part of it. Now with that, I did say that I was going to do some pattern kits. It's going to include the yarn, a stitch marker, a progress keeper, and a project bag, as well as the pattern. So I think the way that that's going to work, I haven't really figured out how I'm going to do that with Etsy right now, because I think what I have to do is I have to list the kit, but in order for you to get the pattern, I think I have to like give you like a physical coupon code so that you can download it after you receive the kit. Excuse me. Because the pattern is included in the kit, but I don't think I can do a digital download and a physical thing. So I think what will happen is when you get everything with the kit, you'll get a coupon code where you can go to either, probably Etsy. I can track it a little better in Etsy, where it'll just be like, enter this coupon code and you should get it for free. So that's probably how that's going to work. And with that, I haven't listed the kit yet, but I am going to list it here soon. The other thing is, I'm only going to list 20 pre-orders, because first of all, Etsy doesn't really do pre-orders. And second of all, that's about all I can manage right now. I do plan to continue doing kits as I get these 20 made. I only have about 5 made right now, just because it does take a little bit of time to put all of this stuff together. So I've got about 20, and I'm probably not going to be able to ship out until October, and there's a reason for that. So just a quick reason for that is I'm moving and very soon, so trying to facilitate getting those kits put together with moving is a really difficult task. So I'm probably not going to be able to ship out until October, which is just enough time for me to get packed up here and moved to the new place and unpacked so that I can continue making the kits. So if you want a kit, I'm going to list 20 of them as pre-orders, and I'll get those shipped out, and then as soon as I get those made and ready to go, I will list more of them as I make them. I might do like 10 at a time. It's just one of those things that I didn't think about how much time it takes to sew a bag, make progress keepers. I'm not great with time management, if you didn't already know this about me. So we're working on it, but so I am going to make those available. Those are going to be $50. That covers the initial cost. It covers the costs of being able to get more materials to make more, and then for each kit I'm donating $10 per kit to first responders. So if you're just buying the pattern, $5 of the pattern sales is going to first responders. If you buy the kit, $10 from each kit is going to first responders. So that's how I'm going to manage that. Actually, $10 minimum. I might figure out that I can actually do more, so it's $10 minimum for sure is going to first responders once I kind of see how the costs work out. Because the last time I got some of the materials, they were on like 40% off at Joann's, so I've got really skewed costs in my head right now. So, you know, I may not always be able to get 40% off some of the materials. So once I see how costs kind of play out, there might be more going to first responders. Anyway, so yes, oh, let me show you some of the stuff, because I think I've shown some of this before, but I've got a little bit more of it ready. Here's the yarn. I have 11 or 12 of the yarn ready to go, dyed, and I need to dye some more. And of course the bag. Whee! This is lined. I know somebody said they wanted to see the interior. Oops. Might need to go back and sew that one again. They are lined. Guys, keep in mind, some of this fabric doesn't hold very well, so I did my best, but some of it still might not be great. I might have to do some touch-up on 1 or 2 of these. Just know I'm new to sewing. I'm very new to sewing, so I'm trying. I might switch this out and keep this one and give a better one to somebody else. This fabric that I used for the drawstring channel, it didn't want to cut, and then when it did cut, it cut very uneven. So yeah, I'll switch this out, because I had one that I was going to keep for myself, but I'm going to keep that one, because that was bad. The drawstring channel's coming out. Oh, and then, where's the other one? Uh-oh, I've lost something. Is it in the yarn? Well, anyway, there's a stitch marker that's supposed to go with this, but Progress Keeper, my Vegas themed, it's got the the dye on it. Everything is kind of Vegas themed. I bet I dropped that outside. Oh my goodness. I'm a moron. Well, it's okay. Yeah, I think I dropped it outside. I'll have to go find it. Anyway, kit will be available soon. I hope you enjoy it. So yeah, I will probably list that this weekend, so keep an eye out. I will post, when I list the kit, I'll post it on my social media, so if you're not following like my Instagram or anything like that, or a part of the Facebook group, make sure to maybe go follow one of those so that you'll know when I post the kit on my Etsy. Okay, so some of you have been test knitting the Changing Leaves hat that I showed. I don't have it here with me. I think it's over in a bag somewhere. That hat, we are kind of winding down the test knitting on that. We've made some very good updates. That hat is going to be available soon. I'm going to make that hat free because when I was looking through Ravelry, I noticed that there's a lot that look very similar. And I realized that it probably wouldn't be in my best interest to charge for it, just because I don't want to get in trouble for even people remotely thinking that I've stolen anything. So the hat's going to be free. The idea is the hat is going to match the shawl that I'm designing, so it's kind of going to be a buy one get one deal. You buy the shawl and you can get the hat for free. That's the idea. So with that, the hat will be available soon. I'm going to take some pictures and make sure that the pattern's all updated and ready to go. But also, I'm going to show you the shawl that I'm designing, because this shawl is designed with Leading Men Fiber Arts. It is their yarn. It is for their booth. This is all their stuffs. Oh no. Okay. This is a mess. It's still a mess. Okay. Here's what we've got so far. Those of you who are really great knitters will notice that I made a mistake, and I don't have time to rip back because this... Sorry, my dryer went off. I'm always doing laundry when I film this, aren't I? I think every time I film this podcast, I'm doing laundry. I don't have time to rip back. It takes too long to do a repeat because a repeat is 16 rows, and that is like 3 repeats down. And yeah, so I don't have time to go back. I'm hoping that I can manipulate it a little when I block it and it won't be as noticeable, which I guess it's not too noticeable, but it is to me. So this is how it's going. I'm still on 1 ball of yarn, which is surprising. I didn't think 100 grams would go this far. So I'm definitely not going to need 3 balls of this. But this is Leading Men Fiber Arts MCN base. I think it's called Show Stealer. And it's 80 merino, 10 cashmere, 10 nylon. So great yarn. I love working with it. Great color. This is their colorway Copper Cloud. Fantastic. So if you remember the hat, it had this same leaf pattern in the hat, but I'm putting it up one edge of the shawl, and then once I get it to the length I want, I'll turn the corner and knit across the top so it will bind off the shawl as I'm knitting the border. If you've ever knit the Scania shawl, it's kind of the same idea. Anyway, so I'm working on that. I think I'm going to try to use 2 full balls, so it'll be a relatively decent size. But I hope you like this. Now, with this, I realized that I'm not really going to have enough time to write the pattern, finish knitting it, and then ask for test knitters. So here's the deal. In Ravelry, there is a thread called Test Knitters Needed. If you are interested in knitting this shawl, we're going to kind of do it as, well, it's kind of like a mystery knit along, but it's really not, because it's not a mystery. The idea is that I need some of you to knit this with me so that you can point out anything that's wrong now, and then as I figure out how to turn the corner and how to manipulate the rest across the top of the shawl, because I've definitely made a mistake, and I think I added, there was like one section where I think I did row 10 twice, so I've got like an added row in there, so I know it's going to be weird. Mine is going to end up differently than what it should actually end up, and that kind of terrifies me a little bit. So I need some people who are willing to knit this kind of with me. I don't care what yarn you use, as long as it's like fingering or sport weight, or you know, just adjust it for whatever your needle size is. I just need to know if the pattern works. So that when I get to turn the corner, you guys can turn the corner with me, and so we can figure that all out together. And then as I knit across the top border, you guys are doing it so we can kind of all finish it at the same time, because I have to have this done, blocked, pictures taken, pattern ready, and I need to get it sent off to Steve and Andy of Leading Men Fiber Arts, and I'd like to have it done by the end of September, and that is coming up fast. So if you are interested, you can either go to the thread in Ravelry and tell me you're interested in knitting the shawl. I have, like, the parts that I'm doing, which is mostly repeats. The parts that I'm doing I have already written out that I can send to you so that you can get started, and then we'll just knit it together. And then, yeah, because I really need this done by the end of September, so I'm having to kick myself in the butt to get a repeat done a day, because I don't know how much this is going to take. So if you're interested, Ravelry thread called Test Knitters Needed, or my email's in the video description box below. Send me an email, tell me you're interested. I'm going to try to keep track of everybody who's doing this. For this one, because it's so important that I have it done, just at your own leisure. Like, I'm not going to make any kind of requirements, but if you would send me pictures or send me your questions, like, let's get this done. This is so important, and it's a big deal for me and for you guys. And whoever wants to test knit, you will receive the pattern for free at the end of this. I might even, if I get like 10 of you, I might even find some way to compensate you beyond just the pattern. We'll see kind of how things go with the move and where I am financially, but this is so important that I'm absolutely willing to find some sort of compensation for your time and your efforts. I can't say it would be much, but you know, maybe when I go to the show, I'll get you all a skein of Leading Men Fiber Arts, something like that. So if that's something you're interested in, please email me. I'm not going to take like a million of you, but 10 to 20 is about where I'd like to be, because then I can also have great pictures for the Ravelry page. For those of you who are testing my other stuff, once you have it done, if you could send me some pictures of it, I just want to include them on my pattern pages on Ravelry so that, you know, we can see other examples. A couple of you have sent me pictures of some completed objects, but I've seen one completed hat, and I've seen one completed hat that it was blocking. So if any of you other people finish, please send me pictures of the finished object. I would love to have them for the records for the pattern page. For those of you who are test knitting Guiding Light Shawl, the pattern, because it's available on Ravelry, you should be able to link it now. So if you could also do that, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, moving along. Again, Kate McHardy, from last podcast, we were supposed to have some winners, or you were the winner for that giveaway. I'm still waiting to hear from you. I'll wait until the next podcast, and then if by next podcast I haven't heard from you, I am going to gift it. I'm going to pick another winner. So Kate McHardy, still waiting to hear from you. I did put a comment on your comment on the last video to let you know that you won, so I'm still waiting to hear from you. I know we said we were going to do new giveaway winners. I have been so flustered and I didn't have time to pick. So here's what I'm going to do. We're not going to do that for the podcast, but I am going to release another video this weekend. I'm hoping I can film it maybe later tonight or tomorrow. I will film a separate video for the giveaway winners from the last podcast, because we were going to give 2 things away, which I have over here, but I have not had a chance to pick you. I'm so sorry, but I am going to try to do that before the weekend is out. So look for a separate video for that. Okay, so life updates. I'm moving. We found a house. We're going to rent. It's a really nice 3-bed, 2.5 bath, backyard bigger than the house. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous place. Very excited. I'm actually waiting to hear from the owner to finalize signing the lease and getting the money to her. But we do know for sure that we are going to be the people that will be moving in. We are a little reticent to do any kind of like huge celebrating right now, because, you know, we want to have our name on a piece of paper saying that we did it. So yeah, not sure how many videos I'm going to get posted during this process. This is going to be, it's going to be a lot. Moving is a big deal, as I'm sure many of you know. So bear with me. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to do during this process. So yeah. Oh, some things I wanted to show you. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. So if you stuck around, that was a really quick life update. So I got to meet Megan from the Knitters Party podcast. She came and she stopped in Vegas while she was moving from Michigan to San Diego. That direction, I guess. And so she stopped by, I met her and her husband. Wonderful people, love them to death. Oh my god, meeting her in person was probably like the greatest thing that's happened to me in like the last 2 months. Well, other than this designing for Leading Mid Fiber Arts. But she came and she brought some amazing things for me. She brought me Egyptian cotton from Egypt. Like, actually made in Egypt, Egyptian cotton. This is like the size of crochet thread. Actually, I think it's like light fingering. Anyway, she brought me 4 of these. This is great. It's like $2.50 a ball in Egypt because, you know, it's Egyptian cotton. It's like cashmere in China. It's everywhere. So thank you, Megan, for that. She also brought me some, like, soap. Some, like, soap stuffs, which I'm actually really excited about using this. And then she had brought me some candy that I think you can only get in Canada. Sorry about that, got a phone call. So she brought me some candy from that I think you can only get in Canada. I think I said that before it cut off. I only sort of know where that came in. And then, oh, she brought me a garbage bag of yarn because she never throws away any yarn scraps, which I gave to my friend Angel to dig through and kind of find out what she wanted to keep, and anything she doesn't want to keep, she'll give back to me. So I think she's still going through that right now. But that was awesome because she had some really cool stuff in there that I hadn't seen before. I did keep a little bit. There was some stuff that I did keep. But the majority of it I gave to Angel because she does a lot of charity stuff. So that was fun. Did she bring me anything else? Oh, she brought me, well, I thought it was a necklace, but it's not a necklace. It's an Egyptian evil eye thing that grants you protection. So I have it hanging at work to protect me from stupid people. So I have that hanging over my desk to protect my email inbox from stupid people. Anyway, so that's what she brought me. Then Susanna Warner sent me this wonderful bag of all of these beautiful charms and beads and other fantastic stuff so I can make more stitch markers for you guys, which is actually coming in really handy because I have to have 100 of them for stitches because they do like a stitch marker exchange before it really kicks off. So I was told to make 100. This is really great. So this will probably play into that because I don't think I have enough beads to make 100 stitch markers otherwise. So Susanna, thank you for this. I really appreciate it. I definitely could not stop just going through it when this arrived. So thank you, thank you, thank you. The other thing is I am working on my project bag game. So I think that Golden Knights one I showed earlier was probably one of my earlier ones. I have gotten a lot better since then. I've learned how to cut things now, and so these are actually turning out fantastic. I'm getting better. Every one is better than the one before it. So this is great. They're all lined. These are just using fat quarters from like Michael's. They're those little fabric squares that you buy, and I take them, I iron them out, and then I iron them in half, and I can actually get 2 bags out of 1 quarter. So like I've got 2 of this one, and I've got 2 of this red one, and I've got plenty more coming. They do take a little bit for me because my sewing machine keeps jamming or something. The feeder thread, it like gets caught on something, and I have to pull it out and re-thread it. And it only does it like once per bag, but it's like, it's not really caught. It's that, I guess it's just rough or something. There's something that it doesn't want to pull through very well, and so I have to stop and it's a nightmare. I'm kind of in the market for a new sewing machine, maybe. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the one I have. It has a lot of really cool programs and presets and stuff, but something about it, like, it also gathers dust. Like, I don't know if it like gets sticky, and I don't know why. It's getting covered in something that is sticky, which is weird because nothing else in the apartment is doing that. Just my sewing machine. I'm not drinking near it. I don't have any other fluids or anything near it, but it's getting sticky and I don't know why. So it's a little weird. So might be getting a new sewing machine. Okay, I think that's everything I had for you. I tried to make this quick. It's probably still on about the 30-40 minute mark. Anyway, I do have to go. I have a lot to take care of today. I gotta pack. I hate packing. So yeah, thank you for keeping up with this update. It was probably really frantic and probably not one of my best, but, anyways, Kate McCarty, please, let me know, get my email, it's in the video description box below, let me know that, anyway, you're the winner from last time, and then I will film another video with the winners. For this podcast, I just haven't had the chance, and I'm so sorry. Anyway, yeah. I've got to go, but thank you for joining me for this podcast. I will keep you updated on the moving situation, and if you're interested in any of my patterns or anything, test knitting, especially the shawl that I'm working on now for Leading Men Fiber Arts, please send me an email so that we can kind of get that going. That is, that's a huge deal for me. So, email is in the video description box below, or you can just go to the Test Knitters thread on Ravelry for the Budget Knitter podcast group. So, I will see you guys very soon, and I hope you have a wonderful September. I don't know when I will see you again. And fall is on its way, people. Fall is on its way. I gotta get some decorations myself, because fall is fantastic. The only thing I have right now is this candle. So I'm gonna get some fall decorations, but I don't know when. So, thank you. I don't know. I keep rambling. I'm sorry. I gotta go. I will see you all again very soon here on the Budget Knitter podcast channel. Bye.